Hey there, you're watching the Jessa channel on YouTube. I'm Jessa, and today I am here with more Tex Murphy. This is the Tesla effect, and we are currently interviewing the owner of the electronics shop, above which we found a dead body on the second floor. Yeah, not so good there. The dead body belonged to one Carlos Maldonado. I'm sorry, let's say that again. Carlos Maldonado. And let's find out about what the electronics store owner knows about him. And before I click this, I'm going to offer my sincere apologies. Because in the previous episode, I said that the owner of the electronics shop was played by Todd Bridges, who was the actor in Different Strokes. But I am so wrong about that. So could not be more wrong. Like, whoa, wrong. So, yeah, I don't know who the actor is who's playing this character, but it's not Todd Bridges. We'll find out about him. We'll meet him later on.
Sure, Maldonado was a creep, but his money spent just the same. He said he needed to do a stakeout of the Ritz. Didn't mention any specific names. Didn't sound like a big deal, and he was offering a good chunk of change.
Yeah, I like a good chunk of change, just like the next fella. I want to know about this surveillance video. He had the whole street on stakeout.
I saw him bring in some cameras, so he must have been recording the surveillance. But whatever he had got confiscated by the cops.
Okay, well, the feds got our juice. Whatever that means. I'm hoping he can do something about this encrypted memory stick.
I sell items to customers, not purchase them.
Oh, you're no help. One of the man that we got the name of that had given the job to Maldonado was Mason Bowers.
I think he's the one who came by to check in on Maldonado. Must have been a client. Don't know anything else about him.
Chelsea, the newsstand lady across the street, passed away. Let's see if we can find out what he knows about that.
Sorry to hear about that. Is that what turned you into Mr. Badass?
Yeah, what turned you into Mr. Badass, Tex? That's what we want to know. Yeah, and by the way, speaking of Mr. Badass, we lost our memory for 7 years. What do you know about that?
All I know is you ain't the same guy that came slinking in here 7 years ago.
Yeah. Well, life happens, brother. Let's ask about Louie, who runs a cafe down the street, biggest heart on Chandler Avenue.
I do love Louie's cooking. Just don't ask what's in it and you'll be fine.
I like this guy. He's got a good face for this type of work. I've realized that if you're, an actor and you want to do this kind of full motion video stuff, which I would love to do, by the way, if anybody's hiring, but it does require you to have a very kind of able to hold your body still, but yet have a very expressive face to get the emotions across and the amusement across. Let's ask about the Ritz Hotel where we live.
You live there, so I'm not going to say a thing about it.
Okay, but did you hear anything about the abduction that happened? Bunch of bad guys, shots, the usual.
Look, I told the cops I wasn't here, which is technically true. I just parked out back when I heard the gunshots, so I just started the engine right back up and got the hell out.
Very wise. A smart man. And then let's ask about Zach Williams.
Let's just leave me out of this, okay?
Oh, that's who Zach Williams is. Okay. All right, so Zach Williams, 3 Cards to Midnight is I think it's a bar across the street.
That place opened up a couple of months ago. Doesn't look like my kind of joint.
I like this guy, actually. He reminds me of some of my relatives.
You the man, okay? We good?
Absolutely. Absolutely, brother. Let's go out, have some rum, sit around and talk about the old days. Okay, we're done talking with him. Let's see what else happens here. Nothing. He boots us out. Okay, so we're looking for someone, and I should also remind you as to what we're doing in this episode. We're looking for someone to help us figure out what's on this encrypted memory stick.
I'll need to find a computer whiz to break the encryption on this memory stick.
So we went to the electronics shop first and kind of got nowhere with that. And I actually have an idea that maybe, I don't know if she can do it, but maybe the hologram, being not only a computer whiz, but an actual computer, might be able to help us. But let's head over to Rook's pawn because, what the heck, why not?
Rook's the little gremlin who runs the pawn shop. I've heard that his hard shell is hiding a heart of gold, but if it was, he'd cut it out himself with a rusty soup can lid.
Oh, sweet. Can't wait. Oh, I like this guy.
Murphy! Here, let me look at you. Louis told me something terrible has happened. I've been worried sick.
Oh. Yeah, let's just give him the quick version. No, I want to ask about this, because this is more about Murphy's past, which I'm always curious to see what the characters say about that.
Since when do you care about what happens to me? Don't tell me your little Grinch heart has grown 3 sizes in the last 7 years.
Oh, Lord. Please don't tell me that lump on your head has turned you back into the pathetic, pestering P.I. I used to know. This is a nightmare.
Oh, I love this guy. There we go. Magician secrets revealed.
Hold on. Are you telling me the text I turned into was not pathetic and pestering? Those are my secret weapons.
Look, Murphy, I'll grant you have some detective skills, but it was all relentless, annoying banter and endless questions to me. Imagine my surprise when, over the past few years, you turned into someone I could actually tolerate.
Oh, I love this guy. 10 things you love about me.
No kidding. So what was it you loved most about the new me?
You cut out all the chit-chat and became a no-nonsense customer who pays in cash. You always seem to have plenty of cash.
Oh, that's not good. Fair weather friends.
Oh, I get it. All of a sudden, I get some dough, and suddenly we're best friends. So why did I come up with so much cash?
Well, how should I know? I mean, if I'd asked you that 2 days ago, you would have punched me in the face.
That could be fun.
Well, I'd be more than happy to do it now, if it'd help.
Oh, very funny. I'll admit, Murphy, you do have a certain charm. It makes my skin crawl.
He's great. Wow, what a good job. I think he could use a couple beauty tips.
Well, your skin does look like it's been exposed to a lot of quality charm. So why don't you tell me what I've been buying here, and me and my charm will take off.
All my transactions are done in strictest confidence. That hasn't changed.
Yeah, but we're asking about what we bought, like ourselves. You're going to keep it in confidence from us. Personality comparison. The old Murphy and the new Murphy. Let's see.
Hello, the new text and the old text, they're technically the same.
Yeah.
Cough it up.
Fine. Though I don't know anything that could possibly explain what's happened to you. Believe me, I'd tell you if I did. Now I suppose this is where you ask if I mind answering a few questions. But this is not for old time's sake.
Awesome! Wow. If the development team is watching this, whoever acted this did a great job. Such a good job. Love the hair. What is that, like a can of mousse up in there? That's just fantastic. Serious hair gel going on there. Lots of questions to ask, and let's annoy him as much as possible. as usual, starting with the bottom and going our way on up, let's ask about... Rook is who we're talking to. I'll save him for second to last. But let's ask about Zach across the street at the electronics store.
At least he knows how to keep his mouth shut.
Mm-hmm.
Next question.
Oops, sorry. I didn't mean to click. That was about Rook, him. So that was a mistake. Surveillance video.
Why would I know anything about that? If the police confiscated it, I suggest you talk to the police about it.
Wow, checking that makeup job. So awesome. And Carlos, the dead man.
Maldonado? He puts the PI in pig. I heard you two had something of a rivalry going on. What is that?
I just asked him about the encrypted memory stick. Unfortunately, he doesn't know. Mason Bowers is the, right now, the man in the shadows. We don't know who he is. A neurologist, that's all we know.
That's the man you think was abducted? The one I saw being chased down the street? I never heard his name before you told me.
Oh, chased down the street. And Chelsea, let's find out about Chelsea.
I'm sure you know much more about that than I. Some say you know exactly what happened.
Ooh, you little... And Holly Graham, who's the hologram over at the hotel. Let's ask about her.
I understand you have a thing for holograms. Maybe she's just your type.
He makes the best faces. And then let's find out about our memory loss, or at least what kind of guy we used to be. Or a little bit more about that.
Years ago, after Chelsea disappeared, you came to me looking for leads to some valuable items, among them a lost Fabergé egg. You left the street for a long time. When you returned to Chandler Avenue, you seemed like a different person, darker, more dangerous.
Okay. I have a feeling that this man is a stage actor. And let's ask about, I think we've already asked about Chelsea's death. Let's ask about Chelsea herself.
I knew she'd get nothing but trouble being with you.
That's for sure. If there's one thing we are, it's trouble. And this is Louis over at the cafe.
A prince among men. Makes me wish I could still eat solid food.
Oh, yummy. And Taylor, the woman that he has been hanging around in the past 7 years. This is Tex, I mean.
Louis' niece is an absolute delight. What she sees in you is an absolute mystery.
Oh, I can tell you right now that you're going to see a lot of thumbnails in this series with this guy's face on it because it's just so expressive. Wonderfully done.
I went there once, never again. What with that herbal tea and incense, it's a veritable gas chamber. Oof.
Beautiful. He is referring to 3 Cards to Midnight, which we haven't yet been in. And then let's ask about Archie, our partner.
Such an upbeat, chipper little man. Utterly obnoxious.
God. Okay, development team, pay this guy more money. In fact, the amount I paid when I pre-ordered this game, give it to him.
I was hoping they would tear that flop house down. And they would have, too, if it weren't for that meddling Clint.
Who's meddling Clint? He's referring to the Ritz Hotel, where Tex's office is. And then finally, let's ask him about that abduction on Chandler Avenue.
I heard a commotion and saw a crazed man running willy-nilly down the street and 2 other men in pursuit.
Oh. Wow. So now we have a crazed man. And let's ask about ourselves. I'm sure it will not be flattering.
You became a sullen, short-tempered bully. And I miss that desperately.
Oh, Rook, you are pure win. Oh, wow. Awesome.
Now that Rook's is open, I'll bet his back gate's open too.
Hey, good idea. That's why you're the man, Tex. Let's look furtively up and down the street. Like they like to do in adventure games. I love that. Let's make it even more obvious that we're doing stuff we shouldn't be doing. Oh, I didn't notice this llama sign. That's cool. Although I do find this to be an extremely ineffective place to put a billboard. The only person who will ever see it is the person who walks back here. Very ineffective. Ah, illicit entry, my favorite. A basketball?
Yeah, I used to come back here and shoot hoops until I threw my back out.
10 seconds left. Down by 1. Murphy has the ball. He fakes. He drives. It's a 360.
So there's a slice of the little Tex, more of the excellent Tex Murphy humor. Look at all this trash. Oh, I'm very curious as to what this is. Oh, hey, somebody's washing. Free clothes. Probably Rook's. Oh, I'd really like to know what this is. Let's click on it and find out.
It's Rook's hydropod garden. Whenever I see this, I think of Gordon Fitzpatrick from my Pandora case.
We've got to get this ship as far as possible from the planet Earth in that little time.
You know how to fly?
I know.
How do you know it even works?
I know how to fly. My father, a long time ago. Listen to me now, follow me, this is important. My mother's an American woman in Nebraska, but my father's DNA is in me.
Uh-oh.
How to fly this ship.
He wasn't from around here, or even from this solar system.
Cool. That's from the Pandora Directive, which you can get over at GOG. Good old games, GOG.com. Okay, cool. Well, that was a neat little trip there.
Well, it's not a Banksy.
No. By the way, he's oh, wait. May have missed something. Ooh, an anvil. Why do we need an anvil? I don't know. Let's take it.
Lord knows what I could do with an anvil, but it might be useful.
That's exactly what adventure game thinking at its finest. I have no idea what I could do with this, but heck, let's steal it anyway. Oh, I was hoping I could open it up and sneak in the back and tickle him. Okay. Let's be neat and close up behind ourselves. Okay, so we're kind of, batting zero here as to finding someone to take care of our electronics problem, but let's see. Who else we can find who might be able to help us? Let's try Hologram. 3 Cards to Midnight is still closed, and Rusty's Fun blah blah blah. Fun masks. Yeesh. Masks and clowns. Very frightening. Hello! You know, this hotel is kind of dead. Oh no! You can't go on strike!
Holly must be out on strike. I'd better come back later to talk to her.
No, Holly, no, come back! I thought we had something special.
Holly must be out on strike. I'd better come back later to talk to her.
Well, shoot. Okay. So that's the developer's way of saying no, Hologram can't do it. I love how we just walk down the middle of the street because there's no traffic. La la la. Walking down the street as you do. You know. I wonder if this door opens up to see our landlord. Hey, it does. Cool. Can't believe I missed this. Silly me.
Some pretty intense staring contests have been held right here.
Of which we won every single one. Look at that stain.
It's best not to sit on these couches, but if you do, you better be wearing a hazmat suit.
Yikes. New San Francisco Examiner. Courthouse opens today.
Heck, Malden. That buffoon always got credit for cases I solved.
Hey, a vid phone. Let's call somebody.
Problem with vid phones is you can't call anyone from the bathroom anymore. Well, you shouldn't.
Believe me, that does not stop people with their iPhones. It does not.
The ultimate game of Battleship.
Ah, the Presidio. I mean, the Palace of Fine Arts. No, wait, is it the Museum of Science? San Francisco just has too many landmarks.
If you are from San Francisco and you know what this landmark is, let me know in the comments at reddit.com/r/the Jessa channel. Let's look at this,
Time to get a new clock.
Something tells me that's going to say 10 minutes or 11 minutes to, 2 for the rest of the game. Oh, and what does it say here? May all who enter as guests leave as friends. Not likely.
Fat chance of that happening. Do you know what kind of creeps live in this place?
Yeah, we do. Let's try being polite and knocking it. Oh, hey.
If a bell is on the front desk, I could ring it and talk to the clerk.
You're a genius, an absolute genius. Wow.
A bell will be placed in the lobby if a clerk is on duty.
Of course, naturally, I want to sneak back here, open this up, crawl under here, and go in the manager's office and snoop around. Because I can. Well, in theory, I could. Alright, let's ring the bell.
As I ring the bell, I expect Nilo, but another familiar face pops up from behind the counter. It's Clint. Looks like he's dabbled in some home plastic surgery to cover his empty eye socket. It's amazing what you can do with a tire patch, spray paint, and crazy glue.
Awesome.
Ah, Mr. Murphy, will you be needing some housekeeping done? I can't remember the last time we saw you around here.
Recovered chocoholic. Need some house cleaning done. Let's just go right to the addiction.
So, what are you doing behind the desk? Looking for Nilo's complimentary chocolates?
You mean the ones you used to leave on the pillow, right? Those weren't chocolates, my friend. Man, I hope you didn't eat them.
No.
Man, I haven't heard that name in years. Not since I bought this place from him. The city was going to condemn it, but Nilo didn't feel like fixing it up, so he sold it real cheap.
Okay, so, we have a new landlord. Where'd Nilo go?
Where did Nilo end up?
You mean Nellie? He got a sex change. Yeah, I don't know. He tried to pass himself off as his long-lost twin sister for a while, but that didn't fly.
Boy, I know. It never works. So he was gonna go out of business?
So, no more Coco Cabana?
No, after a massive bender that ended with me in cuffs outside of the Hershey's factory, I knew I had to change my life. And Preacher Gary, may he rest in peace, he set me straight. Now I just have a little tiny problem with the scotch.
A little tiny problem with the scotch. Like a tiny, just an oopsie one. I can't let that pass. Let's see if we can find out more about that.
Well, you've done a bang-up job. You even got rid of the smell. What was that, anyway?
You do not want to know. God, I wish I could get amnesia for that memory. But on the bright side, we've exterminated most of the roaches and reinforced the foundation after the big quake last year. And finally got real fire extinguishers, so no more painted-on safety features. We're up to a 3-star cubic zirconia rating in the Mutant Leisure blog spot now.
Mutant Leisure blog spot. Yeah. So you're really making a lot of changes.
3 cubic zirconias, huh? Out of how many possible?
Well, they're not really clear about that, but it is an upgrade. Especially thanks to you, my #1 tenant. You pay up front and I always throw in a little extra to make sure I keep an extra eye on your place.
Cool. So we're paying off our landlord. I don't know what a math lead is, so let's go for that.
Well, math isn't my strong point, but I think you're out of extra highs.
Did anyone ever tell you that you make it hard to give good customer service?
It's come up a few times.
You're paid through the end of the year, just like every year. You hardly ever hear these days, but hey, let me get my nose out of your business. That sounded disgusting. Let's change the subject. What can I do for you?
Tex Murphy paid up through the end of the year? Wow, this is definitely not the Tex Murphy we knew. Let's find out about these holes in Tex's apartment.
Just get the holes patched before you move out, or I will keep your security deposit.
Fine. And did you know somebody bugged our place?
Maldonado was spying on you? Are you sure it was you?
Boy, I feel sorry for this guy having to wear that terrible makeup. Ugh. Let's see. And by the way, if I'm not mistaken, I think this is a guy who used to live in the dumpster in one of the alleyways in previous episodes, and so he's moved up in the world. That's pretty funny. Okay. Clint.
Me? I'm just living the dream. One chocolate-free day at a time.
That is not a dream. That's a nightmare, brother. And the murder victim?
Maldonado? Nothing but trouble. I steer clear of that hombre.
Yeah, you don't have to steer clear anymore. He's going 6 feet under. Hey, by the way, you wouldn't happen to know what to do with the encrypted memory stick.
I can't help you with that. I can barely work a toaster.
Okay. And, Chelsea?
Look, I know I used to joke with you about Chelsea being in love with me, but that was just my jealousy talking.
Yeah, jealousy. Gets you every time. But unfortunately, Chelsea's passed away.
We don't need to talk about that, do we? That was a real tragedy.
Yeah, it was. I was sorry. Chelsea was a nice woman. Maybe there's still hope. But we lost our memory, so we're not the same Tex we were yesterday.
Look, I've had my own problems, as you know. I was in a kind of a dark place 7 years ago. Dark, bitter, sometimes nuts. Crazy. God help me.
I mean, marshmallows. Good acting as well, too. Rook is the guy across the street.
That little gremlin's never forgiven me for stealing his newspapers and using them for blankets.
Yeah, he was, that's what I thought. I remember he was in the, back in the bins behind Rook's place.
That guy's all mobbed up, so I keep my distance.
That was for, Zach Williams, the electronic store, owner, I should say, and he's with the mob, supposedly. Hologram, the hologram.
Nice girl for circuits and chips.
Yeah, you know, sweet. Louis.
I've got to steer clear of his diner. Too many chocolate memories.
Oh, but Louis is the best place to eat on the street. And Taylor?
That's Louis' niece, right? Tall, brunette. Oh.
Ooh, yeah, that creeped me out. That's icky. 3 Cards to Midnight, the new bar in town.
Dumbest name ever for a shop.
Okay. And Archie, our business partner.
Nice guy, but he's got some screws loose.
Oh, I can't wait to meet Archie again. And our place where we are standing, the Ritz Hotel.
This may not be much, but it's mine, and I love it.
Abduction on Chandler.
The cops came by to ask me about that, but I wasn't here at the time.
Yeah, you're lying. And last but not least, ourselves, Tex Murphy.
You keep being my best tenant, and I'll be your biggest fan. Deal?
Yeah, so sorry to disappoint you, but we're not going to pay rent for like another 10 years. Sorry. Okay, let's see what we have going on back here. Sapphire. Ho ho! Sapphire, domineering escort. Have you been a bad boy? And let's end the episode right about here. And then the next episode we'll go back and we will visit Sapphire and yikes, hopefully come out of it in one piece. But if you enjoyed what you saw, please hit the thumbs up button below. And if you loved what you saw, join the party and subscribe. I'll see you back here in 2050, San Francisco. And also on the channel is I'm finishing up 1954 Alcatraz. So 100 years, or 96 years difference between the two games. San Francisco has definitely changed. But yeah, we're playing that as well. So that's just a happy coincidence. So check that out. There's a playlist on the channel homepage for you to enjoy. As always, thank you so much for watching. Commenting with Google Plus sucks. But commenting with Reddit is awesome. So head on over to Reddit and leave a comment on this video. And as always, thanks so much for watching.